All right, everybody, welcome to our team call tonight. We are so excited to have you here, and we know we are being joined by our Australia team and our New Zealand team, and it is so fun to have them here with us, especially today. If you guys haven't seen yet, there was a launch video in the Australian Ambassador community page done by Plexus announcing 2 brand new products that are being launched in Australia only for right now. They'll be available in early September, and that is ProBio Fit and Vital Cleanse. And we're not going to go into detail on them on the call today, but please go watch the video. I posted the link in our team page. If you're in there, I'm sure that wherever Ashlin has her Australian team, you guys are all freaking out about it too. And I know Trish, same in New Zealand, they want to know if they're going to be able to get it anytime soon because they're just across the way from Australia. So Trish is our team in New Zealand, so under Jamie Foote. So anyway, we're so very excited to have these products. You can watch the video on the team page. Also, I took screenshots of what each product has in it and posted them there so you can start to learn about them and be prepared, because I am really excited. It can't be too much longer until they are released to the United States, and I just cannot wait to see that come through. So we don't have a time on when that will be yet, so you don't need to message me asking. We don't know. Nobody knows, and hopefully we'll be able to have something exciting to look for with that in the next little while here. So excited for Aussies, and this is huge for them. They haven't been able to have things like the CBD oil. They haven't had full triplex. Now they're going to have full triplex, and this to me is just a massive win. So we'll get start finding friends in Australia, guys. Absolutely, it's so fun. Okay, so tonight we're gonna have a training by myself and then Ashlin, the beautiful Ashlin, and we are going to help you really feel more empowered with your business and feel like you have everything that you need to really go out there and accomplish your goals for the month of August. I know so many of you are working tirelessly to earn Leaders Retreat. Some of you are in the 200s, others are in the 400s, 600s, 800s. You're kind of all across the board, and I really just want to breathe belief into you guys. It is so worth it, and please don't quit on yourself right now, because I know that if you will put in the completely uncertain outcome effort, that you will be rewarded. And I think that's the thing that is always with these contests at the forefront of my mind, is the uncertainty of, am I going to put all this effort and sacrifice toward this and get something in return? And if you can relate to that, raise your hand. I'm going to put it on gallery, those of you who have your camera on. I think that is one of the hardest things about this industry, you guys, is the uncertainty. Saying, you know, if I put this much in, am I going to get at least that much back? And Bob Heilig did a really great, it was either a master class or a training video, I can't remember, but he said to ask yourself, are you a taker, a matcher, or a giver? You're one of those 3. And it's not necessarily that you might be one of those 3 in every situation. Like maybe in some situations you're a taker. In other situations you're a matcher. In other situations you're a giver. And it's watching that video that he did, I think it was like a year ago or maybe more, but watching that video was such a good gut check for me. because now whenever I'm in a situation, I'll use an example of a friend of mine. She's an old neighbor of mine, and I'm constantly asking her for book recommendations. Everything she recommends to me, I love. If she tells me to read 5 books, I literally put them all in my Amazon cart. I buy them, I read them all, and I love every single one every time. And in the last couple of months, I just kind of felt this nagging pull, like, what am I offering Julie? Like, what do I ever give back? Because I'm constantly asking her, what books are you reading? How do you stain your, how did you stain your shutters on your house? Like, da, 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 da. And I realized I have been a taker in that relationship. And so I followed a few accounts on Instagram of like book clubs and book club hashtags. And I started spending some time reviewing different books. And I decided that I was going to make more of an effort to be a giver. And so I've started messaging her, oh my gosh, I just finished this book. It was amazing. Have you read it yet? And she said, no, I haven't. That's so good. I'll put it on my list. And then another one, okay, I read this. What did you think? She said, oh, I couldn't get into it. You have to let me know what you think. And I feel such a deeper connection and such a bigger reward because I'm contributing to the relationship, right? And so I think that even outside of Plexus or whatever, you're going to be able to have a greater awareness when you're thinking, how much am I giving? How much am I taking? And am I only doing this to match? And Leaders Retreat Contest is a great time for you to gut check yourself in this area, because a lot of times you might be someone who is a giver in this situation where you are saying, you know, whoever helps get the most points on our team, I'm going to bring you with me as my guest to Leaders Retreat. That was one of my favorite things that we did back when Jules could earn Leaders Retreat. And so that's a great way to be a giver, is to choose someone on your team and tell them beforehand, like, you're my power partner. And I know that you're, you're like at 50 points and it's, you can do it. I believe in you. But if you don't, if you can even help contribute 200 more points, I'm going to earn it and I'll bring you with me, or something like that. Power up with someone. And, or if you have lots of people working on your team, you could even do a little contest and say, the person who does X, Y, and Z is going to be my guest at Leaders Retreat. And if you have several people on your team that earn Leaders Retreat and you win more of the prizes, like something that is really fun to do is to bring someone to the VIP experience, bring someone to the shopping spree. You get to bring people to those things. So if you earn above and beyond Leaders Retreat, you can think about who on your team you would want to experience those things with. And it doesn't have to be a result person. It can be someone that you just really like, or that you feel like has maybe put forward the most effort, but doesn't necessarily get results from their effort. So those are great ideas to motivate your team in how you can be a giver. Another thing that we used to do is anybody, and this was the very first year that we were in Plexus, very first Leaders Retreat that we ever did. You guys, you have to keep in mind, 4 years ago, I had no money. No money. We had $125,000 in debt. And all I had was a business credit card that I opened to run my Plexus business. And Brooke came to me with this great idea that anyone that earned Leaders Retreat, we would pay $200 of their airfare for them to come with us to Leaders Retreat. And we had so many people work to earn Leaders Retreat because they didn't have to worry about the airfare. And so that was a great example of giving in that. And I don't know if I would have necessarily thought to do that, but Brooke was like, let's do it. And I said, okay, and just did it. And so that's another way that you can motivate your team to help them to maybe push a little bit harder. Say, if you earn Leaders Retreat, I'll give you I'll buy your plane ticket, or I'll give you $200 toward your plane ticket. And see, a matcher might sit there and say, well, I can't afford that. How am I going to make that money back? Because when you're in that matcher mentality, a lot of times you're trying to count apples for apples. But one of the things that that Brooke Hemingway never let me do was get into matching mode. We always were in giving mode. And I am a firm believer that is why we have been so successful. Is I never looked at, I mean, I do look, you still have to be business minded and be a smart businesswoman, right? You still have to have that smart in your business where you don't want to run an incentive that's going to bankrupt you or anything like that. But what I'm talking about is be as generous as possible and really think like events are where leaders are born. How can you get yourself to leaders retreat so your team can see you there? Because that's going to build their belief and it's going to build your belief. Who can you bring with you if you earn it? If you help your people earn it, who can they bring on their team? Plant those seeds of influence within them as you're working with them to help them earn it. And if you don't have anyone working with you to earn it, you be the leader and say, who can I bring? Who would I want to bring with me? Now, I didn't invite Sean to come with me ever in the beginning because I needed him to watch our kids. But as the years went on, so it was always a girls' trip for me. And as the years went on and he started earning things under his account, he had to come. And I was always bent out of shape about that because I was like, this is my girl trip. Don't think that I'm going to be like staying with you the whole time because we have girl traditions. This is leaders retreat, girls trip. So just think of ways that you can really make it fun and give more than you expect to receive in return. Because the more abundantly you can give, the more you're going to get back. It might not be immediate. It might be a year down the road. You just never know. You never know who is going to see you at that event, who is going to come with you to that event that could change everything in your business. Because when people start to see you win these trips and you go on them and you market yourself on the trip and you use the trip as a business marketing thing on your social media, and you don't even necessarily have to talk about Plexus, but you're like, oh my gosh, I'm in San Diego. This is so amazing. I'm here with my friends. What a great time. You're showing the community, you're showing the reward. And then in there, you throw in a good little product post, a good, really heart-to-heart business post. And you never know who that's going to resonate with. It might just be the planting of the seed. You might feel prompted to reach out to someone. There are all these things that you could do. So in segue to that, I want to talk about, but what do I say? What verbiage should I say, Emily? Because this is the question that I get most often is what verbiage do I say to share naturally with confidence and kindness? And so the best advice that I can give you is to just be normal. Just be normal and be a giver, not a matcher, not a taker. Be a giver. You're going to take your time to pour into people, to talk to them like a friend, expecting nothing in return. And I am not always perfect in this, and I'm not saying that you have to be, but having the awareness of it is going to help you more than anything else. So examples of what you might want to share the Ashlin, do you want me to just talk about the sharing the business or the products this way?
I feel like both is super helpful because they go hand in hand.
Perfect. Okay, love it. So, and that's actually really great because I don't ever just share the products or just share the business. I actually always share both at the same time. And so it all starts for me when someone says, I'm interested in Plexus. Tell me more. All of a sudden, they have now given me permission to talk to them about the business and talk to them about the products. And so I do this in a way that is really unassuming. It's not pushy. It's not salesy. It's very comfortable and relaxed and casual. Just keep things casual. And that doesn't mean you feel casual on the inside, because sometimes you don't feel casual on the inside. Inside, sometimes you're like having a full-blown anxiety attack, right? Because you're like, oh my gosh, so excited that someone is interested. All these messages I've sent, and times I've been ignored, and everything, right? And sometimes you're like, I don't know what to do now. Now they want information. So so someone says to you, hey, I'm thinking about trying your pink drink. And you say, oh my gosh, it is so good. I love it so much. What interests you the most about it? And then they're going to tell you, well, I've really been wanting to, lose a little weight. Or maybe they say something like, I just have been really feeling like I need to get my gut health in check. I'm not really interested in weight loss. I just want to get my gut health in check. The woman that I signed up today said, I don't need weight loss. I just want good, healthy gut so I can have better sleep and better energy. And so I said to her, that's great. We're going to start with the variety pack. Here's the benefit of this pack. It normally sells for $350, but right now it's on sale to all our wholesale ambassadors for $199. You are going to have a membership that lasts the whole year that will bring that total to $238 plus tax. Shipping is free all month long. This is what is going to help you sleep better. This is what's going to help you feel better. This is what's going to help you have a healthy gut. It's going to really address all the areas that you're looking to fix. And then she said, okay, awesome. That sounds so great. Let's sign up. There was a little bit of back and forth there. And she had some questions about the ingredients. I texted them to her while we were on the phone. She wanted to see all the products. I texted the picture of the variety pack, which I have saved to the favorites folder of my phone, so I can very quickly send it to people if I'm talking to them. And then as we were putting items in her cart, this is always where I start talking to people about the business. I say, I don't know about you, but when I started hearing about these products and learning about gut health, I started thinking about all the people in my life that needed this. Like, I called my mom right away because she had high cholesterol and wanted to lose 10 pounds. And the woman I was talking to said, I have high cholesterol. I said, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to send you my mom's story. It's so good. But I called her right away. I called my sister-in-law right away. She's a nurse. She made sure it wasn't going to kill us. She laughed about that, thankfully. And then I called my best friend, and my best friend ignored me for 2 weeks, but then she finally eventually did as well. And all three of those people are still taking the products now 4 years later with me, and they've all been helped. My mom is completely off of her statins for high cholesterol. And this woman that I signed up, she said, wow, that's so promising. I said, I know. Have you thought of anyone in your life as you've learned about the products that you've been thinking, gosh, maybe this could help them too? And right there, you've made it very natural, very casual. You're not saying, oh my gosh, do you want to do business with me? Let's get you 3 people so you can pay for your products. You make it very conversational. And there are phrases that I use every time that are so natural, they literally roll off my tongue now. And that is what I want you to practice, practice, practice. Because the more you practice these little segways, the more they're just going to roll off your tongue, and they're not going to feel awkward anymore to you. And this is one thing that I have had to learn to do. It wasn't natural to me. So if you're like, oh my gosh, it's so easy for you. It didn't used to be. It's only easy because I've done it so many times. And I take notes on the videos. Go back and rewatch this video and take notes on the way I say it. And then practice on people. And if you are really like shaky and awkward, that's okay. It's fine. Try again another time. And after like 5 or 6 times, you won't be as shaky and you won't be as awkward. Okay? So I really want you to use these few segues when trying to share the business with people while you're talking to them about how the products can help them. So this is key. When you are telling someone how the products are going to help them, this is when you segue into the business. And it's very casual. So you're telling them, I'm so excited for you to try these products. I know that this set is really going to identify X, Y, and Z, help you with X, Y, and Z. And here's the segue. And I know when I first started learning about our products and reading stories about what they do, I started thinking about people in my life that were struggling. Like A, B, C. I want you right now, tonight, to fill in those blanks. A, B, C in your life. And I want you to write it down. And every time you leave someone a voice message or you're on the phone with them, signing them up, and you're having this conversation with them, you pull out your note paper and you read it. They don't know you're reading anything off of a paper. And you're so nervous, your hand is shaking because, oh my gosh, you're doing this scary thing that feels so uncomfortable. But that's why you're reading it, so you don't have to think. This is how I taught myself to coach people through detox. This is how I taught myself to talk to people about the business. This is how I taught myself to teach people about the products. I would watch a video on YouTube. That's all we had back then. We didn't have third-party tools from Plexus. We didn't have anything, but we had videos from other Plexus ambassadors. I would watch their videos. I would take notes. And then when I was on the phone with someone or leaving a voice message, I would have my note paper and I would read it off like I knew something that I didn't. And I did that so many times that finally I didn't need my paper. I had memorized it. That is what is going to make you feel confident about sharing the business with others, when you memorize your response. So let's talk about it one more time. You're talking with someone on the phone, you're signing them up, you are so excited for them. You're literally putting the welcome pack in their cart for them if you're signing them up over the phone, or if they're doing it on their end, you need to be talking to them while they're enrolling. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. These products they've changed my life so much. I know, I can't wait to see how it's going to help you with energy and sleep. And oh my gosh, your gut issues. I'm actually thinking of a story right now I'm going to send you that you can read tonight. This is so exciting. I just can't wait for you to get your products. And then segue is, I don't know about you. This is the segue. Write it down. I don't know about you, but when I started reading stories and learning about these products, I started thinking about A, B, and C in my life, my mom, my sister, and my best friend who were struggling. My mom had high cholesterol, wanted to lose some weight. My sister-in-law had thyroid issues, and my best friend struggled with depression. As you've, heard about some of these stories I've shared with you, and as you've looked into Plexus yourself, have you thought of anyone in your life that might be struggling too? And then they're either going to say, this is almost always what they say, yeah, actually, my cousin really struggles. I was thinking actually how this might be able to help her. And right in that minute, you pull out your Hot 20 list and you write Sally's cousin, because you don't want to forget about Sally's cousin. And you say, oh my gosh, tell me about your cousin. What does she struggle with? I would love to get to know her a little bit more. Again, very casual, very caring. Connection is key here. You're trying to learn more about these people in their life. So she tells you, gosh, well, my cousin, she has this medical condition, and it's always really kept her from enjoying her life. And you say to her, wow, I mean, this is actually really crazy because I just read a story the other day about that same condition. That is segue number 2. Write it down. Even if you haven't read a story about it, I promise you, there is one. Just say it. And then you're just going to go figure it out after. Ready, fire, aim. Just say it. Okay? So segue number 2 is, wow, I just read a story about this. This is so crazy. When we get off the phone, I'm going to send it to you so you can read it. Whether it's her mom, her sister, her best friend. If they give you nobody, if they're like, no, can't think of anyone. Had someone do that to me last week, by the way. She's like, I really don't care about anyone in my life. I'm like, okay, probably not my next silver. I mean, that's just, she's being honest. And I was like, she's going to be a little bit harder, but I'm going to still ride her like a pony. We'll see what we can do. But sometimes you're going to get that from people, and that's okay. Then you just make a mental note and go, that one's going to be harder. We'll come back to her in a minute. Okay? So just water off the back. And a lot of times they'll be like, I'm not interested in selling or anything. I just want to take the products myself. And they're really agitated because they just want to get off the phone, right? And you can be like, oh my gosh, I know, me too. Okay, birthday, social, correct? You just move right on. Just roll with the punches, okay? So then the third opportunity that I talk about the business is a lot of times they'll be like, you need my social? Why? Why do you need my social? Well, that's only if I haven't done a good job of prepping it. If you want to see the YouTube video that I have, you can go to my YouTube channel, and it's how to get strangers to give you their social to sign up. Because I've literally in 2 years never had a stranger tell me no, doing it in this way with the verbiage that I do. So this is a way that I start dripping the business onto people while they're signing up. So I tell them before I say, what's your birthday? They give me their birthday. Here's segue number 3. Segue number 3 is, okay, so anytime that you order more than $100 each month, you are going to make 15% back on your own purchases. And they go, oh, that's nice. And I go, yeah, I love that. And I said, and if you were to ever, share like with your cousin that you were telling me about, or your mom or your best friend or whoever, and they were to order like you are ordering with me today, you would actually receive a referral bonus from Plexus. It's just a nice, $25, $40 toward your order. And they go, wow, that's nice. I go, yeah, I love it. Every time, you guys, every time, this is how the conversation goes. It is like clockwork. Okay. And then I go, yeah. And, if you were to ever make more than $600 a year, like I do, did you catch that? If you were to ever make more than $600 a year, like I do, the IRS will just send you a 1099 form that you'll give to your CPA. It's no big deal. It's just easy. It's super easy. And they go, oh, okay. And I go, but if you make less than $600 a year, like if you're just ordering your own products, that's just tax-free money that you get to spend on your own products just for free. And they go, oh, that's nice. I go, yeah, I love free products so much. This is how it goes every time, 100% of the time. And then I say, that's why they're asking for your social. And they go, sometimes, oh, you need my social? Yes, I'm ready for that number now. And then just shallow breathe until they start spouting it off. I am not kidding. I have enrolled over 100 people on Instagram who I don't know. No one has ever not given me their social. Never. If you do it in that way. And if you get lazy and you're like just in a hurry, you're going to be slapping yourself later, because if you say it in this way, they feel very comfortable. And then after they give it to you, just hustle on with the form, right? First and last name on the website, first name on the address, credit card, go, place, enroll, order, click. Okay, call you in 4 days. Great. I'll be sending you that story for your cousin, and I'm so excited to hear more about her. This is also an opportunity for you to ask them to make a first post if you feel like you have time to do that and you think that they will. You feel like the connection is really strong. Their toddler's not screaming in the background. They're not sounding really impatient on the phone to you. They're just really loving talking with you, right? So that's another time when you can do that. But I do this every time the same way. And it's not that I have success with it every single time. It's that I consistently do this and make sure that I never pass one of these segues without saying that verbiage every single time. Every single time, even with the people that I am sure are never going to do the business. It's great practice. And sometimes people surprise the crap out of you and actually do the business, right? But if you are doing it inconsistently with people, your results go down massively. If you just consistently do it every single time, you're going to have better chances. Now, how can you do this with someone who is not currently enrolling? The 3-day challenge, if you are not using this right now, or a Facebook event, Ashlin does amazing Facebook events. So does Rachel Cutler on Christy's team. Whenever I have someone in the 3-day challenge, day 2 is my favorite day for segue number 1. Oh my gosh, I love the stories so much. Here's the first post of the day. You're going to see all these stories. I can't wait to hear which story you love the most. Check in later that day. Oh, which story did you like the best? I love this one. Did you see my sister's story? It's so good. And then they're going to say, oh yeah, I saw that one. It was so good. And then you say what? Oh my gosh. When I first started learning about plexus and reading the stories, I started thinking about people in my life that I love so much and how this could help them. Have you thought of anyone this week as you've learned about the products and read the stories that could really benefit, or maybe it could help them with something that they're struggling or a problem in their life? And they're going to tell you, yeah, my 2 daughters, they both have gut issues. One just had a baby. What are their names? So this is key here. Connection first, sale later. Because you want to lean into the connection before anything else. So they say, what I see a lot of people do is they say, yeah, my 2 daughters, and they go, oh my gosh, do you want them to sign up? Let's get them signed up with you. Let's get them signed up. You can get money and pay for your products. No, keep it casual, right? So instead you say, tell me about your 2 daughters. What are their names? Tell me about their issues. Write them down. And then what I want you to do is I want you to say, wow, you know what? I just read a story about this just this week. If I sent you the story, do you think your daughter would read it? And they always say, yeah, she probably would. If I sent it to you, would you send it to her? Man, this could really change her life. This could solve a huge problem in her life. Yeah, I could do that. Okay, great. I'll send you that story right now. And then you just get on the team, you get on the team page, you search whatever that is. If you can't find something good, you message, you get on another team page. If you can't find it on Imagine, you go to Ohana. If you're in Synergy, go there. If you check 3 places and you can't find it, go on the thread. Do not go to the thread first. Go to the thread and say, I've looked in this team page and this team page and this team page. Does anyone have a good story about? whatever. And then someone's going to say to you, oh my gosh, yeah, I totally have that story. And if you can't find the story, you go back to that person and you say, oh my gosh, it's so weird. Like, it was just there. I can't find it. I'll work on getting that to you later today. Okay, just, you'll eventually find a story. It will come from someone. All right, so connect with the stories. Lead with the stories. The stories are what sell. Keep it casual. Use the segways, the scripted segways, and it will help you feel more confident to ease into talking to people about how to start their 3 most important people in their life without necessarily making it super formal and salesy. Anything else you want me to add, Ashlin?
No, I think that's perfect. I'm so glad this is recorded so I can go back and write everything down and practice.
Yay. Okay, so now Ashlin's going to take it away and talk to you about something that she is so gifted and talented with. Ashlin, without further ado, please enlighten us.
Thank you. And I love that you were talking about being a giver, because that's really been on my mind and on my heart. And what I want to focus on tonight is having a servant's heart. And as I was just thinking about this, kind of mulling it over the last couple days, a prayer that I had a little over a year ago came back to my mind. And I remember that I had this realization about a year ago that I had some areas that I need to improve on. And I remember feeling like I need to improve on being a better friend. And I remember praying specifically that I could develop skills, that my heart could be opened, and that I could learn to be a better friend. And it's really interesting that that prayer came back to my mind as I was contemplating this idea of servant's heart. And I feel like there are so many ways that I have learned that over the last year, but I believe that Plexus has been a direct answer to that prayer because I am learning to put other people first. I'm learning to open my heart and sincerely love on people and help them. And so I would just encourage all of us to have our hearts centered on love and on giving, because really that is what this business is about. Today, I jumped on Instagram and I saw a live video from one of my new ambassadors. And Angela is on here listening. It's her husband, and he was telling her story. Now, Angela is my sister's mother-in-law. She's basically my mother-in-law, basically my mom. I love her. And he was telling her story about how about her condition and how her anxiety was really high, and just the physical thing she was going through made it really difficult for her to leave the house, and it made it so difficult for her family. And honestly, you guys, I was just crying, and it just brought me back to, why do we do this? When we open our mouth to share, we literally do not know the impact that that's going to have on someone's life. They don't know yet how it's going to affect them. And sometimes we will never know how far reaching and how deeply someone's life, someone's heart is going to change, and the people in their life. That person's health is going to change, and all the people that they share it with, and all the people that they share it with. And all it takes is just opening our mouth and sharing out of pure love. Yes, the ripple effect. And so it's so important for us to center on love and compassion as we reach out to people. I think sometimes that's hard when we're going through a Ring Cup month, or we're trying to earn leaders retreat, or we're trying to have these goals. And maybe we have this tendency to fall back on, this is how many points I need. So I need to build this silver and enroll this person and this person and this person. And what is that doing? That is turning the arrows back towards us. What do I need from people? And you guys, that is not the way that we do it in Plexus. That's not the way that we do it on this team. The way that we do it is we have our arrows pointing outwards. Who can I bless? Who can I help? And honestly, the people in our life, they don't even know what Plexus can do for them, but we do. We know that the products work. We know that the financial opportunity is real. And so the responsibility is on our shoulders to make the connection with them and to help them build that belief and to help them get started. And so something that I have found is that it's great to set the goals for the points or for the rank or whatever. We need to do that and have intentionally moving our business forward and moving the needle forward. But to not look at our list and say, I need this person and this person and this person to join my team this week, or I need this person to add this many people to their team. I think that that is good to look through and say, here are all the possibilities, but it's important that we don't specifically say this person and this person, but instead look at our whole team. This person can go silver. This person has the potential to help this many people. This person has the potential to help that many people, and be helping all of them and not put all of our hopes and wishes and dreams onto one person, because we can very easily overstep helping them to overstep and be focused on helping ourselves.
Well,
And I
and
think,
Ashlyn, one thing I was going to say too is sometimes when that person doesn't work out, then our entire plan is ruined.
failed.
And we go, well, I guess I'm just my two people I thought that were going to sign up, they're out, so I can't earn leaders retreat now. Right? And you fall down this and you set yourself up for failure when you have it all planned out in that mentality.
Right. It's so good if we can set our goals, but then just forget ourselves and get to work and have those people in our mind of, this would be so great. You guys, with this incentive for August, anyone going silver, that's over $500. It is so easy for me to scroll through my friends list and be like, who can I bless with $500? Who in my life needs an extra $500 this week? That's so easy to do. Like basically everyone needs an extra $500. And we can reach out to people in love when we are focusing on, what can I help this person achieve? How can I help this person develop? And another thing I really, really believe with my whole heart is that boldness, love equals boldness. If you have this amazing opportunity and these amazing products and you're just holding them to yourself and you're like, well, I know that they work for me, but man, what if they don't work out for this person? Or I know that this opportunity is blessing my family, but maybe they'll get scared, or maybe they'll stop, or maybe they don't have the influence that they can build their own team and do what I can. No, we have to just throw those thoughts out the window, because if we truly love someone, we have to be bold. We have to make that connection between I know that this will help you, to getting them started and helping them successfully take their products and following up. Boldness equals love. And when our heart is centered on being a servant's heart, what can I do for you? Who can I serve? Who in my life needs my service, and who in my life needs me to be uplifting them? Even if it's not Plexus, that's okay. Just go around sprinkling love in people's life. Throw in some pink drink, sprinkle some pink drink too. But we need to be focused on helping them. And we have to be bold about it, because if we don't have the confidence in what we're saying and what we're doing and how we're conducting ourselves, then they're not going to have the confidence either. We have to help them get started. We have to have the boldness to send the videos, to send the testimonials. We have to have the boldness to follow up. We have to have the boldness to invite. And when they say no, to meet them where they're at and redirect them to the next thing. Maybe they say no to signing up, but we're like, that's okay. We're going to put you right in this 3-day challenge, and they're going to be ready in a few weeks. Or, we are wayfinders. We have to find the way when they say no and be really bold about it. Man, I think that's pretty much all I have to say, except just really focusing on silvers is so important. I was always just focused on helping people get started on their own products. But I've been watching videos and trying to educate myself, and I have recently
Did she just cut out for all you guys too? She's gonna hop back on here because I'm betting her service. There she is. She's back. You were just about to say something earth-shattering. Please continue.
Okay, silver is so important. It is not about having 3 friends join you and get your products paid for. That is a bonus. That's great. That might motivate some people to have 3 people join them. The reason why we help people have 3 friends join them is because statistically, almost 90% of those people that go silver, that add 3 people to their team a year later, are still taking the products. Even if the 3 people that joined them didn't stick with it. Just the fact of helping 3 people go silver is what will keep people on the products for 1 year. You guys know from your own health story that you saw changes probably in your first month, probably in your second month. But the best changes happen long-term as your body heals, as your cells are regenerating. You guys, I am in the best health and I am almost a year into this journey. If I had quit at 6 months, I would never know what it would feel like to be where I am health-wise now. So it is key when someone joins up, even if they don't want to do the business, like whatever. It is so important for me to help them have 3 friends join them because I love them. And I don't want this person to get started on the products, know that they saw some improvement, but then maybe they don't have the money, or maybe they don't have the commitment, or maybe they didn't see all the results that they wanted and they stopped. I love that person enough that I need to get them taking the products for a whole year or more. And I know that as I do that, I am giving them the gift of being a servant and having their own servant's heart, and letting that not only change plexus, change their health, but change their heart too. And that is so key. As we are helping other people to serve, we are helping them to develop as people and to experience the joy of changing someone's life and having a real impact on their life. This is why silver is so important. We are offering someone such a gift. It's not about the bonus, but get people the bonus. Seriously, get people the bonus. But it's not about that. It's about opening the door of what they can achieve and who they can become. And this is what I love. Plexus is a ripple effect. We change, we help people change, we love, we have to center our hearts on giving, giving, giving. And then we turn around and we find that all of our needs are met too. And that's just how it works.
So beautiful, so true. And you're getting a round of applause from people. I love Amy's comment. She says, this is amazing. I'm totally thinking of ways to talk to people in my life from this perspective. And I think the reason why so many of you are having these aha moments is because what Ashlin is sharing with you is how to talk to people like they are your friends and family, which is what they are. But for some reason, when we are making money off of these things, for some of us, it's like we have this sheet that goes over our eyes and we forget who we're talking to and how to talk to them. We don't want it to be weird, but then we make it weird. And so I love anytime that you need a reset on this, come back and watch this call. Save the link to the notes on your phone, so that when you have someone new who you feel like maybe isn't quite grasping this concept, or they're grasping it, but you want them to have even a little bit more, send them this link so they can watch it too. Because whether you need a reset or you need a training tool, this is going to be here for you to utilize. So don't let this be another link that just gets lost in the team page that you're not using to better yourself. I love, love, love what Bob Heilig recently said on one of his trainings. He said, you have all the knowledge. You have all of it. You have more knowledge on how to do this than you will ever be able to use. It's the action of it that is lacking. And that is why you're not moving forward. And that can be overwhelming. Some of you just went like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Pick one thing to get better at. Pick this to get better at. Spend the next 30 days becoming a master of what was taught on this call. You can tune into other team calls. You can tune into other accountability calls. You can consume that information. But when you sit down to work, you're pulling up this link. You're watching it once, twice, 3 times. You're making notes. Every new person you get connected to, that you get on the phone with or you're in Messenger with, you're pulling out your notes, your segways, and you're practicing them. And you do that until you have it memorized and until it becomes easier. And then you'll start noticing, well, that segue that Emily does doesn't actually work for me, but I just created a new one that works better for me. So that's the one I'm going to memorize. Because in the pursuit of practicing these things, of practicing a servant's heart, of practicing looking at people with love first and foremost, you are going to make it a million times easier to do this business. Because it's not going to be about the business. It's going to be about what's more important than the business, and that is the relationship, right? So thank you so much, Ashlin. That was just beautiful. You are such a gifted trainer, and I am so honored to train with you tonight and be here with all of you guys. Please believe in yourselves, because if you don't believe in yourself, who else is going to? Believe in yourself. Go earn Leaders Retreat. You have plenty of time. It is not too far away. And you can use what we just trained on in this video for the rest of the month to earn Leaders Retreat. All it takes is effort and action, more than you're doing right now. I love you guys. Bye.